Magical midwinter greetings, ericasodos here. Stay tuned for your divination. So I'm so excited you're here. If you have a question or just want a little bit of guidance as 2024 ends and 2025 begins, or whenever you're actually watching this video, you are going to choose between one of the 4 following holy days. Okay, so the first one you're going to choose from is Hanukkah, also known as Chanukah. Then, of course, Yule, Saturnalia, and there's one that I can't quite recall. It begins with a C, it ends with a mass. I know it's very popular this time of year, but I'm sorry, I'm not recalling it. So 3 is Saturnalia, and 4 is January 31st, also known as NYE, New Year's Eve. Take a deep breath and trust yourself. People always ask me, Erica, how can I be more intuitive? Well, it's really just about trusting yourself. So, would you like Chanukah, Yule, Saturnalia, or New Year's Eve meaning? So this is the meaning if you chose number 1, Hanukkah. Now, if you're not a Jewish like me, you might not know the story, but there's a lot to it. But basically, they found a little bit of oil and they wanted to rebuild the temple after it was destroyed so they could pray. And they thought, oh, this little bit, it's only going to last for 1 night. But then, miraculously, it lasted for 2 nights, and then 3 nights, and then, well, lo and behold, 8 nights, and they were perfectly able to restore the temple. I would love for you now to focus on your strengths. You know, our society, it's, well, backwards in a gazillion ways, but it's always focusing on what we're not, right? What we need to improve, what we need to get better. But what if you only focus on your strengths as we close out this year and we take into the new year? Write down what your strengths are. Our path, our magic is what we're naturally good at and what we enjoy, right? Coming together. That's our magic. So I invite you to write down or just think about what you are naturally good at, what your strengths are, and focus there. And where you struggle, those places that are a little difficult for you, just don't even pay them any attention, right? That's the medicine if you chose Hanukkah. Your strengths is what's going to open magic and joy and love and happiness and inspiration and pleasure for you in 2025. If you chose Yule, also known as winter solstice, then right now I invite you, just take a deep breath. This is a time to really go inside yourself. Yes, for a lot of people, it's a very social time, but I'm a hermit, except when I perform. So it's easy for me to stay home and go inside. I love that. I know there might be a lot of festivities for you now, and so I hope you can find lots and lots and lots of time for reflection, for going into the dark, for creating practices that will help you be more intuitive and present and open to messages such as meditation, prayer. And if you've thought of ever buying a tarot deck or beginning some sort of divination practice, this, my friend, is your sign to buy that deck. And I don't believe in rules that you can't buy your first tarot deck. I bought my first tarot deck, and look, I'm still alive. That was 173,000 years ago. Winter solstice is the longest, darkest night of the year. And after the winter solstice, the days slowly start getting longer. This is why the time is right for you now to go inside, the quiet, the dark. Your power resides there. So if you chose number 3, Saturnalia, the ancient Roman festival celebrating Saturn, who now is kind of known as a god of structure and boundaries and rules. But Saturn was so well loved. He was the god of agriculture, of time. And during Saturnalia, which was a festival of multiple days, people reveled, and it's really a celebration of opposites. So if you chose Saturnalia, I really, really invite you to change your perspective on things. Challenge yourself. Can you look at situations a different way? Saturnalia is also a festival of merriment and fun. And so revel and laugh. Can you watch a funny movie and laugh and look at situations in funny ways? You chose Saturnalia. Now is not the time of discipline and rules and structure. It's actually just the opposite. Have fun. Don't put limits on what you could eat and drink and do. Just go for it. And since Saturnalia is a festival of opposites also, can you do things differently? Can you switch up your habits and routines? If you can do this now, this will be so much magic as we end 2024 and begin a new year. Yay, Saturnalia! But if you chose New Year's Eve, now is the time to celebrate your year, all of who you are, all you've done or not done. What 3 words sum up 2024 for you? There is really so much in our culture about getting stuff done. You know, I call it toxic productivity. And I make goals and intentions as the year transitions. And it's almost comical how many of them I don't get done, but it's just a might-do list. So if you chose New Year's Eve, I ask you to look back on this year and celebrate what you've actually done and who you are. So if you chose New Year's Eve, instead of writing down all the things you want to get done next year, how about just decluttering? How about just creating space for magic? If you chose January 31st, what are you most proud of in 2024? It could be something you actually accomplished, something physical, or it could just be you stayed grounded and calm in situations that were difficult, right? You could write about this. What you're proud of yourself for. Wishing you a magical end of 2024, beginning of 2025. Ericasodos out.